Hello, this is the audio version of Parkrun magazine. Thanks so much for listening. Each episode of the audio magazine will share hints and tips about getting started on a more active lifestyle, as well as stories about the people and communities around parkrun events. Welcome to episode 4 of the second series of the Parkrun audio magazine. It's great to have you with us. In this episode, we'll catch up with a cancer support group with a difference, find out more about Parkrun ambassador Ellen Devine, and travel to Newcastle, where the Saturday and Sunday parkrun events share the course with a herd of cows. Let's begin with the story of that cancer support group with a difference. Grassroots organisations throughout the UK signpost to parkrun as an inclusive, safe way of taking part in physical activity. 5K Your Way, Move Against Cancer, provided by Move Charity, is a community-based initiative linked to parkrun for those affected by cancer. Dr. Lucy Gossage wrote in issue 2 of Parkrun magazine about how the organisation came into being and the impact outdoor exercise can have. Her words are spoken here by an actor.
I'd only nipped onto the teenage cancer ward to issue a prescription, but looking at the young man in front of me, who, although hopefully cured of his brain tumour, had gained 3 stone and now spent every night gaming and every day asleep, I remember thinking, what's the point in curing cancer if this is the life people are left with? That was back in 2017. I was a park runner and was also aware of a growing body of evidence about the benefits of being active for those living with and beyond cancer. Could we persuade a group of patients to go to a park run, combining the camaraderie of peer support with increased activity, a tangible goal, and hopefully a huge sense of achievement? I found an ally in Gemma Hillier-Moses, England athlete, cancer survivor, and founder of Move Charity, which supports those diagnosed with cancer to stay physically active. Our first meetup was in June 2018 at Forest Rec Park Run in Nottingham. Around 40 patients and healthcare professionals joined us. It was the most incredibly uplifting morning. And that was how 5K Your Way, Move Against Cancer was born. A simple, community-based initiative to encourage those living with and beyond cancer, families, friends, and those working in cancer services to walk, jog, run, cheer, or volunteer as designated park runs on the last Saturday of every month. We are an active support group with a difference, a walking and running group with a difference, a coffee morning with a difference. 4 years on, we now have 72 groups across the UK and Ireland, each led by 3 volunteer ambassadors, one of whom is a healthcare professional. The size of a 5K Your Way group is irrelevant. If a group supports just one person affected by cancer to believe that it's okay to stay active through treatment, it has made a difference. But 5K Your Way's impact spreads far beyond meetups. Standing up for the first time after 2 weeks of bed rest, with cancer in his back pressing on the nerves to his legs, a cancer patient told me he knew why. You called your charity 5KYW. Because everyone comes out in a different way after treatment. Mine will be a walk, jog, hobble, I don't care. But I'm going to do it with my family, with my friends, with my dog, and I'm going to do it my way. A few months ago at Parkrun, a stranger thanked me. Through tears, she told me that her mum, who lives in Canada and had a cancer diagnosis, had thought it wasn't safe to exercise. However, since hearing about 5K Your Way, she had taken it upon herself to walk her own 5K, her way, each week. That simple change in perception has transformed her mum's quality of life. 5KYW can help to break down traditional barriers regarding what is possible with cancer, even for those who aren't part of our face-to-face community. But we also know this is just the beginning. Our aim is to have a 5K Your Way group linked to every hospital treating cancer in the UK and Ireland. We want every cancer services worker to know we exist. Our overreaching goal is to ensure that every single person diagnosed with cancer knows that it is safer to be active than inactive, and to equip people with the support, inspiration, tools, and knowledge to be active and strong for the rest of their lives.
It's time now to find out a bit more about a parkrun ambassador. By lunchtime on a parkrun day, the cones have been packed away and the results are online. But Saturday and junior parkruns aren't over. Event teams work hard during the week, and parkrun also has a network of dedicated volunteer ambassadors. Some ambassadors support new and existing events with answers to questions, technical help, or funding advice. Others actively promote the ways people can get involved with parkrun, or answer queries and respond to event day incidents. Let's have a few words with a parkrun ambassador, Ellen Devine, in Chipping Sodbury in Gloucestershire.
We asked Ellen about parkrun, life, memorable moments, and what being an ambassador is all about. Her words here are spoken by an actor. My first parkrun was in 2015 at Little Stoke. I'd recently completed a Couch to 5K course and was terrified about going to a running event, but I absolutely loved it. I then found out about Chipping Sodbury Parkrun, which was closer to where I lived. It was such a friendly and welcoming environment, and I felt instantly accepted. I soon started volunteering, then got asked to be a run director. Now I'm event director at Chipping Sodbury Parkrun and learning the ropes as an ambassador. We've had some memorable moments at the event. I remember one very, very wet parkrun when all our barcode scanners got into one of their cars and scanned people's barcodes through the windows. Ingenious. On Saturdays, I'm usually at Chipping Sodbury. I'll help with pre-event setup or do the course check, and then either do the 5K or volunteer. If I run, when I've finished, I'll jump on barcode scanning or help on the funnel. Once we've cheered in the tail walker, we have coffee and do the results in the football clubhouse. On Sundays, I often walk to my local junior parkrun and volunteer. Sometimes I'll meet a friend and go for a run afterwards. I always feel energised after junior parkrun. I'm quite new to being an event support ambassador, and I'm still learning how it all works. I've discovered how much fun it is volunteering at juniors and seeing how much the kids love it. I also support 2 existing 5K parkruns, and I'm involved in another event which is in the making. This will be my first time supporting an event from idea to reality, and I'm looking forward to learning more about the process. I was worried about being an ambassador as I thought I'd need to have all the answers, but the other ambassadors are really supportive. I find it really rewarding supporting event teams and helping them develop and have confidence delivering their events. In doing so, I'm also building my own knowledge and confidence. Away from parkrun, I'm the wellbeing lead for Forestry England. It's a fantastic role as I get to support people to connect with forests for their health and well-being. I enjoy anything that enables me to be active outdoors. I've recently been trying out cold water swimming and I've surprised myself with how much I love it. I started going to the local quarry to swim with people I met through parkrun, and without them, I'm not sure I'd have had the confidence to try it the first time. Parkrun means a great deal to me. I've lived with anorexia, depression, anxiety, and other mental health problems for most of my life. And I can genuinely say I'm not sure I'd be here if it wasn't for parkrun. It's transformed my life, given me confidence, helped me feel accepted, cared for, valued. It's provided structure and stability, a promise of a smile and a positive start to each weekend. I've met people who have become close friends and who have supported me through some very tough times. I've been inspired by fellow parkrunners' strength and kindness. I just love it.
We love statistics, from the number of volunteers who put on the high vis each weekend to the fastest parkrun times around the world. But here's a different set of stats, all about the parkrun team themselves.
Did you know that Parkrun is a global charity based in the UK, supporting over 7 million registered parkrunners in more than 20 countries? Despite this massive scale, the organisation behind Parkrun is actually pretty small. 46 staff based in London, Leeds and other territories. 60% of the team are based in the UK and 22% in Australia. 91% of staff are full-time. Everyone who works for Parkrun is a parkrunner. Between them, the team have notched up more than 9,000 walks, jogs and runs at parkrun events, and volunteered more than 6,000 times. If you add that up, that's more than 400 years of parkrun experience between them. Between them, the parkrun team have covered 25 different volunteer roles, including 1,722 times run directing, 935 times barcode scanning, 885 marshal stints, 456 times timekeeping, and 272 walks around the course in the orange tailwalker jackets.
Now it's time for another event profile. In this episode, we discover more about Town Moor Saturday and Junior parkruns in Newcastle upon Tyne, where cows are spectators.
You might have seen Town Moor on television. The common land on the edge of Newcastle upon Tyne is next to the stretch of the city's central motorway, where the Great North Run starts. The Saturday parkrun course is a single 5k loop. It's pretty flat, says co-event director Peter Chamley, on half gravel, half asphalt paths. However, flat doesn't mean boring. Walkers, joggers and runners pass through 2 crossroads and several blue gates, all marshalled. The unique thing about Town Moor, says Peter, is that it's owned by the freemen of the city, and they have the right to graze cattle on the moor for 6 months of the year. You're never quite sure from one week to the next where cattle are going to be. The freemen are strongly supportive of parkrun. The blue gates stop the cows wandering. Sunday's junior 2k route uses a different section of the moor. We have a helicopter landing site in the middle of the course, says event director Ian Parker. Although one has never landed, the Sunday event also shares its path with the cattle, but the volunteers take it all in their stride. We need to add cowboy, cowgirl and pooper scooper to the volunteer roster, laughs run director Louise Parker. A flattish course is brilliant for accessibility, although the weather is not always so accommodating. Town Moor seems to have its own microclimate, says Peter. It doesn't matter what else is happening in the city, it always feels windy on the Town Moor. Did you know? Here are 5 fascinating facts about the Town Moor parkruns. At 1,000 acres, Town Moor is bigger than Central Park in New York. It's also bigger than London's Hyde Park and Hampstead Heath combined. The cows love the sound of the parkrun PA system and like to make their way to the start area. They're generally sensible spectators, although on one notable Saturday, one of them deposited something right across the start area. The start had to be moved onto the grass. There are always lots of children to help with close down at Junior Parkrun, and they're not shy of telling the grown-ups when they've stacked the trolley incorrectly. For its first decade, Town Moor Saturday Parkrun was known as Newcastle Parkrun. When Parkrun returned after lockdowns, it relaunched as Town Moor with a new core team and a revised course. Tail walkers on Sunday can choose from a selection of tails to wear, including a crocodile. Let's meet some of the Town Moor family. We spoke to 3 familiar faces in 2022. First, Pound Titayapa Mina Pinnant, a pacer at Saturday Parkrun. She told us, "I'm so happy when parkrunners say to me, 'I followed you and I got a personal best today.' I say thank you to the cows at Town Moor. They help me go faster. Moo!" Paul Davison is a regular on Saturdays. He said, "In more than 400 parkruns here, I've made so many good friends and created so many special memories. It's a joy and a privilege to start the weekend with the amazing people of Town Moor Parkrun." We also spoke to Kirsten Howarth, who can often be found at juniors on a Sunday morning. She said, "Volunteering on a Sunday is the best part of my week, from meeting new people and making new friends, to helping the Duke of Edinburgh volunteers discover and try new roles to build their confidence and achieve their awards." If this has inspired you to come along to Town Moor, here's everything you need to know. It takes place on Town Moor, Newcastle upon Tyne, NE3 4NB. The nearest metro station is Jesmond. It's about 15 to 20 minutes walk to the Saturday or Sunday starts. Or you could catch the bus. Take the 10 and get off at Claremont Road, Claremont Place. The start areas are about 15 minutes walk, or catch the 43, 44 or 45 and get off at Great North Road, Clayton Road, or Great North Road, Brandlin Park, around 10 minutes walk. One quick word of caution. We researched all this information in 2022. It would be worth checking online to see whether it's still current. If you're car sharing, you can park in a pay and display car park on Claremont Road. There are also a few pay and display spaces around Clayton Road. Again, have a quick check online to see whether this information is still up to date. If you're cycling, there's a long fence about 80 metres from the start where everyone parks their bikes. Fancy marshalling? We have 11 marshals out on the course on a Saturday, says Peter Chamley. On the gates, we need 3 marshals. One to hold open the gate, one to direct the park runners through, and another to show them where to go next.
Some park runners love a spot of tourism, travelling the country or even around the world to go to different events. If you're able to travel, visiting different parkruns is a brilliant way to see new places. Here's just a small selection of the parkruns we like in southwest England.
Let's begin at the very tip of the country, Land's End in Cornwall. Land's End Parkrun was set up by local GP practices. The course includes trail paths, hills, and of course amazing sea views, especially if you're lucky enough to be there on a sunny winter Saturday morning. In Bristol, Ashton Court Parkrun on the Ashton Court Estate is a green haven not far from Bristol's bustling city centre. The Saturday 5K is often described as a parkrun of 2 halves. At least the second 2.5 is downhill. Runcomm Dunes in Devon is regularly rated as one of the toughest parkruns in the UK, but it's worth the visit. The landscape is stunning, passing through an area of outstanding natural beauty. Barnstaple Junior Parkrun in Devon is mostly flat, although not entirely, through Rock Park. The Junior 2K event starts and ends close to the children's playground, following one small lap and then 2 larger ones. Collett Park was gifted to the town of Shipton Mallet in 1906 by John Kite Collett, who bought the fields he was told of for playing in as a child. The Junior Parkrun course on Sunday mornings is mostly flat and includes views of the pond. The out and back waterside course of Exeter Riverside Parkrun in Devon takes in both the River Exe and the Exeter Ship Canal, following the riverside footpaths and also including a lap of a field. Poole in Dorset is one of the UK's most popular parkruns, with an average of more than 550 walkers, joggers and runners every Saturday. The flat course takes you through the park and around the boating lake. Back in Cornwall, Lennyrock House near Bodmin is a magnificent late Victorian country house with a formal garden and a wooded estate. The course is mostly on grass and trail paths, and there are 1 or 2 hills. Finally, let's go to the seaside. Marine Parade, Weston Super Mare is a proper seaside parkrun. Depending on the time of the year, you can either walk, jog or run along the parade itself. Or in the summer, the course goes up and down the beach.
To round off this episode, let's hear another real-life story from a parkrunner. This one is properly heartwarming.
Andy Hartley from Heaton Park in Manchester wrote to us in summer 2022. He explained how he'd welcomed a teenager from Ukraine into his home. He said, Vitaly joined our family as part of the Homes for Ukrainians scheme. Understandably, 18-year-old Vitaly was very timid when he arrived, having left his mum, dad, little sister and baby brother back home in Ukraine. My partner Yvonne and I decided to try and bring Vitaly out of his shell, starting with a job and then visits to the Dnipro Centre in Manchester to be with fellow Ukrainians. Then we thought about activities and socialising. First there was football with Nuthurst lads 6-a-side, and then Vitaly's first parkrun at Heaton Park in Manchester. During the run director's welcome, Vitaly was announced to everyone. The cheers and claps that went round were massive. What a warm welcome. Vitaly had never run 5K before, and his smiles were priceless. He's now run 10K and is a regular park runner. Thank you so much, Heaton Park Parkrun.
What a fantastic story. Thanks for sharing it, Andy. Well, we've travelled a lot during this episode. Maybe that's inspired you to visit a parkrun a bit further afield. Maybe hearing about other places has sparked a memory, or prompted you to get in touch with a friend who lives in one of the towns we mentioned. And hearing from Ellen the ambassador was lovely. How amazing that parkrun has had such an impact on her life. And now she's working hard to make sure parkrun helps others in an equally positive way. Coming up in episode 5, we'll find out why stretching can help us to look after our bodies and discover why the humble carrot is a superhero vegetable. To find out more about your local parkrun event or collect a free copy of the printed magazine, head over to magazine.parkrun.com. Parkrun magazine is created by Parkrun, with the audio version made possible through editing and audio adaptation by Imogen Lees and production by Like the Wind Media and Runcomm. If you enjoyed listening, please remember to subscribe, leave a review, or share it with others. That's all for this episode. We hope you enjoy the next one.